Let's stick with Disney. Disney released its fiscal Q1 earnings yesterday after the closing bell. The company beat on revenue, beat on profits, but the big story is Disney Plus. It's all about streaming, or direct-to-consumer, as Disney phrases it. Now, Disney Plus, that's its coming OTT platform. It doesn't launch until late this year, but Bob Iger making it clear on the earnings call that it is, quote, the #1 priority at the company. That is a direct quote. Disney Plus, of course, will mean big competition for Netflix. Disney also revealed on the earnings call that Captain Marvel with Brie Larson will be the first Disney movie not to go on Netflix. That'll go straight to Disney Plus when it comes out of theaters. Disney also revealed on this earnings call that ESPN Plus, which launched last April, now has 2 million paying subscribers after just 8 months. Pretty good growth.
But streaming is still losing money.
Yes, it is.
It's not actually profitable.
That division lost money. And revenue-wise, about $918 million in revenue. That's just 6% of the overall revenue in the quarter.
Yep.
So a unit that is only 6%, but the #1 priority.
I think it's very interesting if you read the call, just kind of thinking through the way that Iger does and does not want to reshape the business. He was asked about release schedules for movies, right? You have a very set window when the movie's in theaters and how long it's out of theaters before it's on streaming, saying they won't really play with that right now with the Disney Plus service, but maybe in the future you could see that theater window tighten and then it goes right to pay TV.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a direct-to-DVD anymore because it's going to be direct-to-streaming. Another question, another question that didn't come up quite as much on the call as you would expect. Now, they have an investor day in April, which a lot of analysts said, well, we'll ask you about this in April.
Right, and they're going to be previewing Disney Plus.
Yes, which will be the main event there. How does it work? What's it look like? All that stuff is how much Disney wants to invest in new Netflix-style content that isn't necessarily Disney stuff, right? It's not Mickey Mouse, it's not Frozen, it's not the IP they already have.
Licensing for distribution.
Right, but just stuff that they make themselves, you know, like the Bird Box for Disney, right? They weren't asked that much about that strategy, but I think to compete with Netflix, yes, you have the whole basket of IP, all the stuff you already own, but you need to expand, in my opinion, the streaming-only type of content that you want on the service, because that content is different than a movie theater movie. Black Panther is a great, big, exciting movie in a movie theater, and people are obviously going to watch it at home, but you can't make that just a streaming thing. You know, you need something like Bird Box, which is, you know, it's fine, but it's fine watching it at home,
That's why the discussion, even around Crazy Rich Asians, originally Netflix was in talks to just launch it only on a streaming service.
And I think it would have been huge on Netflix, too.
Yes, but then I think from the director, the director was basically like, no, there's still cachet and there's still impact about actually launching in theaters. So to your point, I think there needs to be complementary content, and it's not just regurgitating or being like, hey, watch it on our streaming service in 2 weeks.
I thought what you were asking about was a lot of what's successful on Netflix isn't Netflix created. They pay to be able to distribute someone else's content.
Now that's changing.
I am interested to know, will Disney Plus have any of that? But they have said that all their different franchises, you know, Lucasfilm, which is Star Wars, Marvel, Disney Animation, Pixar, will be creating content that is just for Disney Plus eventually. So to me, that's really enticing. I'm very bullish on how this service will do.
Yes, and then they said in 2019, $150 million in profit will be lost because of the loss of licensing fees right to Netflix. So we'll see what happens going forward with that kind of stuff. But obviously, this is kind of this is where Iger's legacy is going to be, right? I mean, he's with the company through 2021. The decisions that he made in the mid to late 2010s is going to determine the direction of Disney over the next 20 years, and it's either going to work or it's not.
International theme park traffic down, though. I thought
that
was
interesting.
And lastly, as you know, my spiel is always, will people pay for so many of these different services? But the general tone we're hearing from analysts is that, at the very least, yes, a lot of people will keep Netflix.
That's what he said.
And pay for Disney Plus.
He said we expect them to pay for Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu, which they will own.
Discount.
And they will own 60% of Hulu.
Yeah, they should offer a bundled discount.
After that all closes.